Alright y'all, welcome back at Southord Tubular. And my last visit to the world famous Wally World, I picked up this somewhat cheap U-lock for a bicycle. The Concord 9.5-inch U-lock. Very basic, but this one does take a tubular lock, or it does have a tubular lock. Now, here is the keys for it. You put the key in, rotate it 90 degrees, and the lock opens up. So let's get this piece of cardboard off of here. Alright, we'll put the lock back on. So it does lock on both sides. If you'll notice, there is a notch on both sides of this U-lock, but really, if you're a bad guy, bad guy comes along and cuts one side of this, they just need to twist it, and they're going to get it off. So whatever. It is what it is. Because one of these isn't bent, so you can twist it probably pretty easy. You can also see down in these holes, when you rotate the key back to the lock position, you can see that piece of metal in there. See how it swings over? And right here, that's that thin piece of metal that locks into these grooves on this U-bolt, if you will, or shackle. So we're going to put this back on here. Well, if I unlock it, I can put it back on there. Put it back on. 90 degrees, lock it back up. So it's locked again. So what I'm going to show you is we're going to take this Southord Tubular lockpick. Okay, now I'm not going to show it all in this video, but in video 512, if you go back to some of my earlier videos, number 512, I'll also leave a link to it at the end of this video. I show you how to not only use this to pick the lock, but decode it and make a working key for a tubular lock like this. So first we're going to loosen this up. We're going to push all these little pins, 7 pins. We're going to push them forward. You see how they go past the end of that tube right here? And then I'm going to use a flat surface. This table will work fine. And just flatten it out so that everything's even at the end right here. I'm going to put a slight bit of tension on this right here, okay? Now, since this lock, some locks, they're different. Tubular locks are different. Some, on this center pole right here, they'll have a little cutout. Some will have a little cutout. And on these picks, you might have a little pin inside there. Well, I took it out for this lock, since this lock does not have this cutout in this center pin right here. So I took that pin out, or the center pole, if you will. So I took the pin out. So what I'm going to have to do is line up that top part, that top cutout right there. You see how it's got a little cutout right there for that key. The keys have that little divot right there on the top. Alright. So in order to line that up properly, I'm going to use where it says Southord, straight down that pick. Alright. So I got it lined up, slight bit of tension. I'm going to line up where it says Southord, straight down to the end with that divot on the top, that little cutout. I'm going to push it in. I'm going to twist it back and forth a little bit. And we're open. Now I can lock it down. Open up the lock. And bada boom. That's how flippin' easy these things are with a proper tool like this. Now, several different companies make them. This one is the Southord TPX A-7, meaning 7-pin. Which this lock happens to be. But tools like this, if you got proper tools, locks like this are nothing. So there you go. That's the Concord from your local, my local Wally World 9.5-inch U-lock. Don't put too much trust into this stuff, folks. Not to mention they're fairly easily cut, because again, all you need to do is really cut one side, twist it off, and I'll tell you what, while we're at it, let me go ahead and grab a simple little file and give this a test. See if it chews into it. it's ripping right into that thing. Can you hear that? It's just ripping right into it. There you go. You see that right there? So hardened, maybe slightly on the outside, but it wouldn't take much to get through this. So there you are. I took one for the team, so you don't have to. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember, if you're not subscribed yet, you can do so, but you don't have to. Either way, I appreciate it. Thank you.